Saucony have really sort of nailed the perfect balance, in my opinion, for a daily trainer. Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out on my first run in the Saucony Ride 15s. Just a bit of a disclaimer, these shoes have been sent to me for the purpose of review. At the moment, I know nothing about the tech in the shoe. I don't know the weight of the shoe, the drop, the price point even. So this is just a raw first impressions of the shoe. Going to take them on a bit of a 10k today. It was going to be 10k easy, but legs are feeling good ahead of my session tonight, so it'll be more of a 10k steady effort. Hence why I'm struggling to talk to the camera a little bit. Ticking along at about 4-minute kilometres. Yeah, 4:04 average so far for the first 5k, so 5 more kilometres and then I'll head home, go over some of the specs and share with you my first impressions. So it's now actually 12 days later since that first original run in the Saucony Ride 15. If I cast my mind back, I was really impressed with this shoe, especially the midsole, which I'll talk about a little bit in just a second. But yeah, I've now put 45 kilometers into this shoe, which is 28 miles. I've been using it mainly for my daily miles, my daily plodding, and this is definitely what this shoe is designed for. The main thing I really liked about this shoe on the first run is the midsole. I think it's a really good balance between being soft and protective for those daily miles. It was also a really nice comfortable ride, so you've got quite a lot of padding around the heel here, and the tongue overall is pretty plush. So yeah, I was really impressed with it on the first run. I did 10 kilometers at around 4 minutes per kilometer pace, which is probably as fast as I would see this shoe going. So for me, that was more of a steady effort. But since then, I've been doing mainly my easy runs in this shoe, my warm-ups before my track workouts. And I did a longer 10-mile effort in this shoe, but again at an easy pace. So yeah, a little bit more about this foam. It's not super responsive. It's probably not the most exciting ride that I've tried out in a daily running shoe. However, I would say is that Saucony have really sort of nailed the perfect balance, in my opinion, for a daily trainer. A good balance between being nice and soft and protecting the legs, which is personally what I look for in my daily running shoe. Now, on the downside, that does mean that it's not necessarily the most versatile. It's not something that I'd want to be doing my speed work in. I did do a few strides in it and it felt fine. But yeah, that foam is definitely suited more for the distance, more easy miles than pace, if that makes sense. The overall ride in this shoe was really good as well, and I think that was mainly due to this toe box area. It's slightly wider. And you've also got a nice groove here in the heel, which when the midsole compresses, it gives it a nice little sensation as you move through the foot strike. So yeah, that's definitely another plus side to this shoe. I see this shoe sort of competing with the Nike Pegasus lineup or the Hoka Clifton lineup, and I think personally for me this shoe would work better than those, just because of that midsole. I'm really a real fan of the midsole, basically for the easy type running. So yeah, my first impressions were I was pretty impressed with the Saucony Ride 15. It's an out and out daily trainer, sort of a no thrills classic that's sort of been mastered, and it's definitely one that I'm going to be using a lot more moving forward. I'll quickly go over some of the specifications if that's something you're into. It's got the Power Run midsole, but apparently it's slightly softer and lighter than in the previous iterations of the Saucony Ride series, which I could definitely feel. The drop in the shoe is 8mm, 35mm in the heel, dropping to 27mm in the forefoot. But because the foam is so squishy, I feel like it sort of levels out. It doesn't quite feel like an 8mm drop for me. It felt more like a 4-6mm, so that's something you might want to take in consideration when looking at this shoe. You've got an engineered mesh, a sort of a double-walled mesh. You've got a sock-like lining in the inside of the shoe, and then on top you've got this sort of really breathable mesh, nice amount of movement in there as well, and yeah, a good amount of rubberized coverage on the outsole. These areas, these red areas here, are all sort of reinforced areas, and there's quite a lot on the heel here especially. So I see this shoe being pretty durable. The price point is £130, which I think is reasonable for a daily trainer shoe. I would have liked to have seen it maybe more closer to that £100 mark. I think £120 would have been an absolute bargain for this shoe, but £130 I think it's reasonable. And yeah, the weight, 240 to 250 grams in my size, depending on if it's got any debris, which again is a pretty good weight for a daily trainer. It's definitely not one of the lightest, but it's not one of the heaviest by a long way. So yeah, I think weight wise, pretty good there for the Saucony Ride 15. I think it's around 30 grams lighter than the previous version, so yeah, good to see they're moving in the right direction. On to my conclusions. This is going to be one of the best daily trainers of the year for me personally. I just really like the high stack height. That midsole foam is already really working well for me. It's nice and soft, it's protecting my legs, and if you're somebody who likes to run high mileage like me, I look for that in my daily training options. It's not one of the most exciting sort of bouncy rides, maybe like the Cloud Monster we saw from On Running, or the Saucony Endorphin Speed. This shoe is definitely suited only for your easy day runs, but I personally quite like that, and overall the ride was excellent. So yeah, definitely one I'm going to be using a lot moving forward. Hope you've enjoyed my first impressions of the Saucony Ride 15. I'll give you more of an update once I put some more miles into it. But yeah, I think Saucony are on something pretty good here, and for £130 I think it's a pretty good price point as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more running related content. We've got lots more shoe reviews coming up in the next few weeks, and also the marathon in less than 4 days time now. So yeah, some exciting stuff coming on the channel, but until next time, aspire to run to inspire.